Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is a movie that aired between the first and second seasons of the anime, but appears to be a prequel to the first season, centered around a kid named Yuta who has his childhood girlfriend Rika possessing him as a highest possible level cursed spirit, an S-rank cursed spirit I think is what they're called. And so she ends up killing everyone who's mean to him, and he ends up in Jujutsu High with the rest of the cast outside of Yuji, Megami, and Nobara, who I guess probably haven't entered in the school yet. So he ends up there, they fight some curses, and all of this is underpinned by a plot from the sorcerer Gakkou, who wants to seemingly just kill anyone who doesn't have Jujutsu. That seems to be his goal. That might have come up in season 1, and I don't remember because it has been actual years since I've watched this show. But anyway, so he basically seems to have the ability to control cursed spirits, so he wants to kill Yuta and steal Yuta's cursed spirit so that he can use Rika to kill all of the non-Jujutsu sorcerers in the world. And throughout this, we get to see Yuta become more attached to the Jujutsu High characters, and then there's some fight scenes. I'm gonna be honest, this movie is about fucking nothing. It is mostly just Yuta being like, I'm cursed. Oh, Rika, don't kill everyone. And then Rika kills everyone, and then they fight some ghosts, and then it ends at the end, and then Gakkou dies, but not really because he's in season 1. The characterization of this is pretty weak, and that has pretty much been a consistent issue with Jujutsu Kaisen since season 1. Although, having rewatched my own season 1 review, I did not bring that up in season 1. But yeah, characterization in Jujutsu Kaisen kind of sucked the whole time, and this movie doesn't fix it. I especially would have appreciated if we'd gotten to spend more time with Rika before killing her, because the movie starts with her already dead, and then we get a 5-second flashback where she's dead. Would have loved to see more of that explored so that it hits harder when she dies and we have a greater understanding of her relationship with Yuta. Because as it stands, our understanding of Rika as a character is exclusively through the lens of Yuta, who is primarily afraid of her throughout most of the series because she is a horrible murder monster. Outside of that, it's just a bunch of fight scenes, and because the characters in Jujutsu Kaisen tend to be relatively shallow, the exploration and seeing Yuta engage with them is not particularly interesting or engaging. I think the one that has the most time spent on her is Maki, but that doesn't really help Maki because she was already the one most explored. We also get to see cameos from, I want to say, the Kyoto branch of the school, and from just other miscellaneous characters from season 1. Gojo is a big part of this, and part of the whole plot of Gakkou is just to hold Gojo off. But I would say, as far as the fight scenes go, didn't find them particularly engaging. This being a prequel already sort of undercuts a lot of the tension, which Jujutsu Kaisen is terrible at in the first place, because you already know basically everyone's going to survive anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. But it's also undercut by the fact that the show doesn't go out of its way, the movie doesn't go out of its way to ingratiate Yuta to you, so you don't give a fuck about Yuta in the first place. And the fights themselves are, honestly, I didn't even really find them that enjoyable. And this is a weird complaint, but they almost feel over-animated at times, because you see the particle effects going and all these swishy impact lines, and it didn't do anything for me, and I didn't find it that exciting. Nothing was on the line. It wasn't necessarily that flashy. We didn't get to see the thought processes of anything, so it doesn't function on a cerebral or really a sort of spectacle or even a tension realm. And outside of demonstrating Yuta's acceptance of his curse, it doesn't really help push the narrative too much further, at least in any appreciable way. You could argue that the final battle had mixtures of all of the components for a good fight scene, and I guess it technically did, but I think it's undercut a little bit by the fact that Geto's alive in season 1 anyway. So, yeah, I actually found this movie lackluster, and I almost think this would have worked better as a 6-episode OVA series, and if it had more time to breathe, and we had more attention to the characters. But I know from season 1, asking for more attention for Jujutsu Kaisen characters is fucking praying for the sky not to be blue. Twitch and Discord in the description. I've been Sacrobolic, your envoy of hope. Bye-bye.